Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Yo-sha and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. So if you're a Latoya Forever fan, and I mean you're an OG supporter, you probably dropped everything that you were doing when you saw this interview come about.
I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I can't fake the funk anymore. I just can't fake it. I can't do this, you know? So I was battling. And on top of it, he then filed for the divorce this time around. So he gave me what I truly wanted. But at the last hour, I said, you know what? Let's try to work this out. Let's see if we can, grow together, build together, rebuild what we crashed and burned, and just try to fix it, and be a team. But I have to be truthful with myself. The only reason why I said those things is so that he could be on the show with me.
I just got through watching part 1 and part 2. I watched them in full. I listened, and it's a lot to process. I'm all in them comments, so if you watch it, you probably will see me because I was watching when it initially happened. And I just wanted to react to it quickly, give you my thoughts. Be sure to share your thoughts down below. Subscribe to my channel for more real talk. And let's go ahead and get right into this. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that I guess her husband or ex-husband to be was doing interviews about their marriage. And from what I understand, he was talking about some things that were supposed to be like off limits. They weren't going to divulge what happened in an interview. And he started taking interviews. And from what I could see in the comments, I didn't care to go look because honestly, I've always followed Latoya. I used to follow Latoya back in the "What's up, crazies" days, okay? Before there was an Adam, okay? She was somebody that I grew up watching. I've been on YouTube since 2008, and she was one of them people that I subscribed to back before 2010. Like, she used to do skits, and I just loved her. Adam and her love story with him was kind of when I drifted off after she had Samia, because it kind of became commercialized as it felt a little bit over the top, fake. And so I bring that up to say it's not surprising to me that she was wearing so many hats and pretending to be something that she wasn't, which was a happily married woman. It's not surprising to me that they were business partners. She said this months ago, and it felt genuine. I mean, it's hard to tell with these YouTubers. I tell you, if we ain't learned no lessons in 2021, it is that we cannot keep putting these YouTubers on a pedestal. It doesn't mean that you can't love them. Like, I'll always love Latoya for her humor and the comedian and the cool person that she was. But I never saw myself being like, "Ooh, I want to be just like Latoya, and I want to get married just like them, and I want to have a family and be a family channel." Like, family channel is the furthest from goals for me because a lot of it is not real. I don't even like my child watching it because they're seeing something that's not realistic. You might as well count that as like watching Disney Channel or a TV, because these things that they're putting out are skits. It's business, and that's all I kept hearing her say is, "We did it for business, we did it for business." And this is not the first time. I'm talking about people like if y'all remember Domo and Chrissy when they broke up, I think it was back in 2018, how crazy it was. If you followed them, like, they had such an audience. They had, of course, LGBTQIA community, but they also had heterosexual people like myself that just enjoyed watching. So when they broke up and it got ugly, it made me realize that a lot of the YouTube couples that we see that go viral do this for business. It's not about love. It's not about realness. So you have to take everything that you see with a grain of salt. It's the same thing I was saying as it pertains to Derrick Jaxn. So with Latoya coming out about her marriage to Adam and talking about how she felt like she was with her business partner, she said that months ago when it first hit the public that she was filing for divorce. They've been villainizing her this entire time. And, I'm not trying to come off as biased. Like I said, I don't follow Adam, and I never really felt close to Adam. Like, I knew of this channel because of Latoya. But what I can say is that she seems to be being very transparent about what's happened. And when a woman goes through emotional abuse and physical abuse and stuff, she may not always speak out on it. She may not always feel comfortable doing it. And she may still want to protect him because that is still her children's father. As she said, she still has love for him because of who he was to her. And maybe Adam is lashing out because he feels like she should appreciate him more because he did believe in her. He was there for her. He did help her when she didn't know how to do certain things. And they were this power couple that were able to be a driving force in the Black community. We did look up to them because they were Black and they were fine and they were just like funny and raw. And it was not anything like that out there for us. But at the same time, I know a lot of people who think not just emotionally but rationally are feeling lied to right now by Latoya. It doesn't make it any less sucky that her and her family are going through this, but it's just kind of like, you still pretended for how long? For money, for brands. And that's when we get into this, money cannot buy happiness. Money cannot be the end all be all because money is the root of all evil. We can't just do these things because of fame and fortune, because you can have this beautiful mansion, you can have anything you want, but you can be living unhappy. And as a person that's been through so much, I can specifically tell y'all that laying next to somebody that you don't feel connected to is lonely as hell. And I'm not saying she was right for cheating, but I understand. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Like, I totally understand where it came from because she's saying she hadn't felt a connection to her husband since 2016. It's editing, Yo-sha. I just wanted to pop in right here on this part that I forgot to touch on. Millennials especially, our parents pushed marriage on us. That generation that came before millennials is very heavy on, oh, you need to get married. Y'all had a baby. Y'all need to go ahead and settle down. Y'all don't need to shack up. What I'm hearing between them both being good business partners for each other is also strong family influence pushing them to get married before they were ready. And although they met up for a collab when they initially met, I remember the video at the gym. It was the cutest thing. They probably could have grew something slower if they wouldn't have been rushed. And they moved in together 6 months into their relationship. And then they got married within 2 years. That is pretty fast. And if you have a lot of people telling you, well, y'all need to get married. And then, like she said, she wanted to document it. But also family channels were making that money. So it made sense. And I just remember for the longest time, she would address him as her baby daddy, and she never really talked about the wedding and all of that, and now it makes sense. Like, a lot of the things that happened were right in front of us if you've been watching. People are saying they picked up on his lack of emotion, and it makes sense. Like, everything that is being revealed, it makes sense. If you go back and watch the vlogs, if you can, I think they took a lot of that stuff down, actually. Point being, it was in the body language. It was in the way that they were wording stuff. Like, they had gotten to a point where they had put everything out there so it looked. So to be secretive about being married if you were really doing well doesn't make sense for somebody with a brand like Latoya, someone who has let you meet her mom, her Aunt Jillian. You've met all these relatives. You met her bestest friends. You've seen her husband. You saw them dating. You saw them doing this and that. Why being secretive? Because there was something going on behind the scenes, and now we know. So they kept getting pregnant, but it doesn't mean that she felt connected to him. And especially after experiencing abuse, you disengage. The more that you go through those sort of things with somebody, you disengage. Even if it's emotional abuse, you disengage because they're breaking you down. You stop feeling. You stop feeling affectionate towards them. You stop feeling that love that you had before because they've broken you down to where you don't feel. And I just feel like really bad for her. Like, to hear her share that, I didn't get the vibe of BS from her. I did get the vibe at some points of the interview when she would do like the blinking and pauses and stuff, that she didn't want to just kind of throw him under the bus. She was still trying to be respectful towards him. But I do think that she was being real. And I think she only did this because of whatever was said in interviews by Adam. Again, I didn't watch them. I don't care to watch them. But I am shooketh. I encourage y'all to watch the videos. I don't know if she's going to delete them, edit them. I'm going to drop them down in my description box. Run it up in my comments. Let me know what you think about this. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.